This is Baywatch. So Baywatch stars Zac Efron, Dwayne Johnson, Priyanka Chopra, Alexander Daddario, Charlotte McKenna as the Baywatch lifeguard team. This is a reboot of the original TV series starring David Hasselhoff and Pamela Anderson. And basically the story tells of Lieutenant Mitch and his lifeguard team protect the bays of Miami. And then they are doing really well until a new person called Matt Brody limps into their bay to be a lifeguard. And they're doing tryouts for new people because then two of those lifeguards are Matt and Summer, who train to be lifeguards. And the story basically tells of how Matt is trying to become a lifeguard after his terrible, terrible failure at something he did in his past. But during their training, they are encountered in a mission adventure to stop a drug dealer from taking over the bay. This is a fantastic reboot of the TV series Baywatch. If those of you who don't remember the TV series, this was based on it. You remember what? If you were old enough to remember it, then you probably would. This is a brilliant action and adventure great film with some fantastic sequences. Dwayne Johnson plays a brilliant role as Mitch. What I love, he really does get the character really well. He does some great stunts in this that mix with the storyline, and you can tell he's this guy that will do anything to protect the people of his beach. And you can basically tell that from his character. Zac Efron is so brilliant in this. He's actually quite funny. I've actually never seen him in this comedy role before, and it works because in this he's an absolute prick. He's really full of himself. He really loves himself so much that he thinks he's better than everyone else, and it's basically about him trying to adapt and become part of the team and become a lifeguard with the help of Lieutenant Mitch. And I love those two because Lieutenant Mitch hates him. He really does. There's so many insults and drop down comments that he gives Matt as he's training to be a lifeguard. Alexander Daddario plays a brilliant role as Summer. I love her character because she really wants to do well. Unlike Matt, she doesn't want it. She wants to really prove herself, and you can tell that in her character, and she's brilliant in this. Charlotte McKenna as CJ looks gorgeous. She's exactly like Pamela Anderson. She's got the acting. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, the acting. The acting really, really well. Priyanka Chopra leads the villain. I absolutely loved her in this. She's fantastic as the person who's trying to ruin the bay. And you can tell that basically she will get what she wants. And you can tell there's kind of like a seducing element to her. And if something goes wrong in her plans, then she can see in the film how she deals with it. And she's so evil. It's like you can tell she's really good as a bad guy. She sold me as a villain. It was absolutely brilliant. Ifraz Genrai played Stephanie, who's been working with Mitch on the beach for a long time. And she's a good character in this because again she's trying to help the team and she's trying to make sure that the Baywatch team are represented, because in this film they are just called lifeguards and they try and help, and every time they do they're basically saying, you're not lifeguard, you're not police officer, you're lifeguards, do your job. So that's one of the police officers says in that. But this film is laugh a minute as well. You will be laughing all the way through this. I could not stop laughing. It was hilarious. It kept to the context of the original TV series. The story's not muddled at all. There are a couple of changes that kind of fits in as well, which kind of works with like added modern stuff they add to this kind of day and age. And it works perfectly. There's real life dangerous situations in this as well, which is brilliant, that you get to see the danger of these scenes and how that adds to the storyline. It is very real, so it's not just comedy. There are some serious moments in it as well, which makes sure the film's not just a comedy scene. There's actually a storyline to it, which is pretty good. There's a couple of changes that's kind of made, but, you know, and there's some good-looking babes in this, good-looking girls, which is great for the older single men of this, older single men who watch this. I'm talking to the Joey and Chandlers of this age, which I know you guys are. I bet when this trailer came out, all the single lads went, "Oh my God, it's back. We're so watching this." And you know who you are. Don't lie, you're one of those men. And the stunts are fantastic. So this film is brilliant for adults. It's great. It's got adult humour in it, and it's really enjoyable. But as you know, every movie is not perfect. There is a couple of issues with this film. The one issue I did have with this film is they tried to make every character kind of funny. Some characters kind of funny. Well, you don't need to do that. There's already humour. You don't need to add jokes to certain characters, you know, just to make it more successful. It's already funny as is. You don't need to add anything else. So that kind of annoyed me a bit. I also didn't like the fact that there were funny moments when there were supposed to be serious scenes, which is ridiculous, really, because if it's a serious scene, there's no comedy in it. If it's a real-life situation, you don't add comedy to the victims. Nah, that didn't work. And some of the camera shots within the stunts are not good enough. But it is a brilliant, hilarious film, and it is funny and action-packed, and adults and teenagers will like it, and it's a fantastic, successful reboot. It's unlike Ghostbusters, which was a failure. This I was actually happy with. So I'm going to give Baywatch 4 stars. So, Baywatch, have you guys seen it? What do you think about it? Please let me know in the comments below the video. If you do like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Share the video with friends on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram. If you do like this, thanks ever so much for watching, and I will see you when I review the next movie.